We are live. What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 2 of the Toxic Boys podcast. Ari from Manhattan, Jay from Florida, Poppa left. We are the Toxic Boys. We have some special guests in the building tonight. Bands Birkin, Gotta Be Legend, Al Diddy. Salute to y'all guys. Brock Madenick, salute to y'all as well. Welcome to episode 2 of the Toxic Boys. Before we get started, a couple quick shout-outs. Obviously, we want to shout out our sponsors, winebymoselle.com, www.winesbymoselle.com, hashtag ToxicBoys with the Z for 10% off and free shipping. I definitely want to salute to them. What's going on, guys? How you feeling? Jay from Florida, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. The Knicks are good, man. But, there's a couple discrepancies with what we got going on. The team is good, though. So it's a good sign the first couple games. We haven't played anybody yet, so you're gonna get a different vibe with the Toxic Boys, of course. Shouts to all the other content creators, but we played Orlando, Memphis, and Detroit. So whoop-de-doo. Wake me up on Friday when Giannis is going 94 feet down the court, and Julius Randle's trying to stay in front of him. Wake me up. But we doing all right, man. I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest in terms of quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to talk about some things, but. Positive week, man. Week.
We'll get into it. Poppa, what are your initial thoughts after the past 3 games?
I like the defense. The defense when it's locked in. Guys in the passing lane, getting out in the front court, being able to push the ball, make easy baskets. The easiest baskets I've seen in Knicks fandom so far. That's my main takeaway, is that this team can make defense into offense. They make good looks look easy. And, the major difference, it's a small sample size, 3 games. But when you compare it to another Tibbs team, obviously last year we isolate last year and we go back to 2 years. The team prided itself on defense and just very slow, methodical, timely hooping, second unit. This team seems to be able to get it done in multiple ways. And I think their biggest strength is when they get out and they run fast. My one big concern is with the first unit, with Evan Fournier, Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. There's a lot of stagnation. There's a lot of 2-man game that devolves into. And I feel that once we get fully healthy, which we'll talk about, Quentin Grimes, he's my guy. I just think once we get fully healthy.
He's the Achilles heel.
So far, he is.
He's fat.
He's trying to lose some weight. He's trying to
Achilles heel.
He's trying to go on a diet right now. I seen him in. I thought it looked like he was in Chinatown with his brother. A lot of high fashion going on with Quinn Grimes. But once high fashion Grimes comes back on the court, I think we need to have a serious conversation about the front office and how they choose to move those puzzle pieces around. And then the one thing that I've noticed that not a lot of people in Knicks Twitter have noticed, or Knicks, content creation, is this back-to-back games. It seems like Derrick Rose has a defined role, and it's an interesting one where he doesn't play in the first quarter and he doesn't play in the third quarter. He just starts the second quarter and starts the fourth quarter. I don't know if that's easing him back in. I'm interested to hear your guys' theory on that. But for a $15 million player, he's certainly looking like a veteran presence more than he is an actual member that you would expect a $15 million guard to play on the team. So
right.
Yeah, no, listen, great. I think you had a great point there with the tempo of the game, from last year and the year before that when we made the playoffs, slow, methodical, grinded out. So now it seems like we're playing faster. The ball's moving better. Listen, that's what happens when you get a, top 15 point guard in the league, right? The ball's going to move faster. It's going to help things. With regards to Derrick Rose, I feel like Derrick Rose is just trying to save himself, and he's praying that he's going to be healthy come playoff time, if, of course, we are in the playoffs or in the hunt. I think he has reached the point in his career. He's 33. Everyone knows that peak Derrick Rose is like a top 5 point guard ever. Peak Derrick Rose.
The playoffs the best thing for this team though, moving forward? Like, y'all think the playoffs?
No. Listen, I don't think so, but this is what going through Derrick Rose's mind. I feel like he's not even trying to, do anything special in the regular season. He's trying to keep himself healthy, stay in shape, let the young guys rock, and be the leader of the team, if you will, as opposed to playing some burn. But yeah, we'll start there. We could all agree that the Knicks have looked good. Granted, it's against limited competition, but we could all agree that the Knicks have looked good, and it is at least a possibility that this team will make the playoffs. So, Papa, Jay's question to you: do you feel that if the Knicks make the playoffs, that's a good thing?
What are we defining as the playoffs, Jay?
Like a 7th seed. You know what I'm saying? Like even beating the playing allegations, like a 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? Like a real playoff team. Is that good for the long-term health of this team? Because we still got holes. Like we still got holes on the roster.
Hey man, you see the way this team is playing, man. So if this team could play at that level over 82 games and be a top 7 seed in a loaded Eastern Conference, that's a stride forward. That would mean that they're making it with the contracts that they've paid out. That would mean they're making it with some of the young players contributing. They got a lot of decisions to make organizationally moving forward. We'll get into that. That's always going to hang over this team's head, mainly with Julius Randle and Obi Toppin. That logjam right there. And then you have Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes. You have that logjam right there. But everyone seems to be contributing, man. For the last couple games, especially, it's been weaker competition. But if I have 10 players deep and every single person that you're paying or you're keeping is performing at a level that's impacting winning, I'll take a 7 seed. I would like for the team, as I've said, going into the season, my number one goal is for this Knicks team to field 3 home games in the playoffs. So if they're a 7 seed, they would have to win. Obviously, they win their home playoff game, which would be a good moment for the team. You see how it gave, the Minnesota Timberwolves fans kind of hope when they did it against the Clippers last year. And then, force 6 games against the 2nd seed, put some fear into the NBA's heart, and then see where you are for the following season.
Papa left you went super long-winded right there, brother. I love you, but you went mad long-winded right there.
No, it's all good. We're gonna get like a horn for him soon. And I just gotta make sure that like my dog doesn't freak out.
Should Cam Reddish be starting point? Because Evan Fournier was what, 2 for 10 last night?
Wait, Jay. Let me answer that question first, whether or not that's good for the Knicks to make the playoffs. So the way I look at it is that this team is not going to be high in the lottery, regardless of how bad they play. They're just not they weren't even a top 10 pick in the lottery last year, right? So if you're not going to be a top 10 pick and you're going to be anywhere from 11 to wherever you end up in the playoffs, I feel you might as well just make the playoffs at that point. I feel like it's not going to make that much of a difference. Now, if you're talking like top 5 pick or playoffs, we the Toxic Boys, so you know what the fuck we think, right? But this is not a top 5 situation. This team is too good to be lower than, high in the lottery. So if you're not going to be high in the lottery, you might as well try to do the best you can, right? So we're, we could say we're stuck in mediocrity. Who knows? But to your answer, what was your question about Cam and Evan?
Yeah, man, watching Evan play basketball, man, like he's not creating shots. He's missing all his threes. He's not playing defense. Like, past the politics, like to me, you can't continue to start. If we want to make the playoffs and be a real NBA team, you got to get Cam Reddish or Grimes in the starting lineup now. He needs a full gel. Right, but he needs a full 82 to gel with his first unit so that they know how to play with each other. You can't slide him in game 50 and expect the chemistry to be on point. So if Fournier is not going to be here moving forward, I say you sit him. You have the balls, right? If you expect to be a real playoff team, have the balls, sit him on the bench, get Cam Reddish in there so we can see what he can do with the first unit. Just his size alone, 6'8", long wingspan. RJ's been absolute trash on defense. Like France was killing him last night. Everybody gets around RJ. He's like a cone. Sorry, RJ fans, but you need a real defender in the first unit. Randall's playing good defensively. Mitch is a monster. Brunson being small, he's still holding it down. I mean, the Achilles heel, bro, not to mention, is RJ Barrett. So, to me, you get a real defender in the first unit, a real shutdown guy, I think we can start getting serious about the playoffs and developing this team out. But, I mean, we'll see, man. The Knicks is, it's politics as usual with the Knicks.
It's optics. It's optics and politics, exactly. It's the contract, right?
Yeah, just play the players that help you win. And I'm starting to think like Tibbs isn't as bad as we think. Like, I feel like he's kind of hamstrung in terms of what he can implement and the type of plays he could play. I don't think these kids are that great. Like my man Deidre was saying last night. So he's kind of hamstrung on what he can do. Last year, he saved him. He didn't play him a lot. He didn't implement a lot of things. You're now seeing Brunson being in there, and I don't know if it's kudos to Brunson or Johnny Bryant, but you've seen a lot of different motions. You've seen a lot of different concepts. The pace picked up considerably. It's a lot different basketball with Brunson playing point guard. So we'll see what happens, man. But they can't be pussyfooting around. If you're gonna get a real wing on this team, if you really want to take your defensive rating up, because Cam is top 10 in defensive rating right now. So
yeah.
If you really want to take it up, you put him in the starting lineup and see what happens, man. That's how I see it.
Poppa, thoughts?
I just think it comes down to a pacing thing, man. Like coming out and establishing that identity. I don't see why we have to wait to the second unit to play like that with the first unit. You see it with Brunson when he's playing with Randle. He seems
I have the answer to that, by the way.
Yeah,
I'll let you continue, but
I kind of feel like Tibbs is kind of too comfortable relying on that second unit to bring that energy, and I want to inject some of that energy into the first unit. And I think Evan Fournier is the dead weight on that first unit, and he drags down the other guys who are stagnant with him. Like RJ specifically needs players to move at his pace. So, like I said, it'll be a big time question once we're fully healthy. But I will say, when you going back to last year, Cam Reddish, when he's been on the floor, has provided a different dynamic of size, length, and athleticism and playmaking and scoring that we just don't have. And a lot of people can shoot threes in this league. A lot of people can shoot inconsistently from three in this league. But Cam is just doing things that Evan Fournier can't. It's being shown on the court. You know, Fournier's holding his own. He's a smart basketball player. He's a veteran. He's stuck around the NBA and globally recognized as a very savvy veteran. I just don't feel like he deserves to start if those other players like Cam Reddish and Quinn Grimes are going to be consistently, pushing the pace and adding to that identity that we've built over the first 3 games.
Right. I think that the underrated. First of all, it's never going to happen because of the optics and politics and boosting trade value and contracts and all that stuff. Optics on optics. But I think, listen, you know what I really think the reason why I think it's very underrated what Obi Toppin does with that second unit without needing the ball leaking out off the rebound, his windmill dunks and lighting up the crowd. He's usually rocking with Quickley. Quickley's pushing the pace, right? Derrick Rose, free basketball like that, right? The energy of the second unit is more team basketball because they're less gifted individually, one-on-one.
Can I ask you a question about Obi?
Poppa raised his hand, and I want to reward Poppa for raising a hand and not cutting off. So let Poppa rock.
But we're gonna be respectful. We gotta be crazy and talk over each other. Right?
Well, well, we gotta get mics and headphones for that. We gotta step up our content creator game. But I will say this, Ari, just to deflect away from the OB-centric energy thing, like Randle with Hartenstein, that dynamic has made Randle play at a different pace, man. And he had a play last night where he stripped the ball and he was running to the rack and dunked it up 12 and made an emphatic slam last night. And these are the dish that, Brunson had off the, the outlet pass. He goes behind the back, shimmies through the lane, dishes off to Randle. These are parts of Julius Randle that, a lot of people talk about, 2 years ago, we got him back. No, he's playing at a different pace. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. All right, go.
So both of y'all make good points, right? So my question is the leak out dunks is cool. In terms of Obi's long-term trajectory, I feel like if he rebounds the ball better, it'll get him paid more than the highlight dunks, in my opinion, right?
100%.
Get him up to 9-10 rebounds a game is cool. I feel like the centers need to be inverted, right? Like what Papa Left said. Randle and Hartenstein play great together. And then Mitch can be tough and make up for how soft Obi is down low.
That's a good point.
Run around and be cute and hit and put it between his legs while Mitch is literally grabbing every rebound on the other end. So to me, if we get past the contracts and the politics and we just play the guys that should be with each unit, we'll be fine, man. Like, I mean, our heart makes sense to start. He can stretch the floor. Randle loves playing with them. You give him
controversial.
Yeah, you give them a whole different look. If you got iHeart in the first unit with Brunson, Cam, and RJ, that's dangerous, bro. You putting up big numbers.
Damn, Jay, that's a good one, bro. That's a good one.
We're gonna get heat for that. But yo, listen, I think Obi Toppin, if you look at the minutes he plays, his production is always there.
Right.
He had 10 points on 6 of 8 shooting, or no, on he had like 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting, or 4. Like, he was efficient, 60%, scored 10 points in 13 minutes. We saw how he played last year at the end of the year. This man needs minutes, bro. He's the one taking the biggest hit personally right now because Grimes is out. Cam Reddish is getting some shine. Once Grimes comes back, we'll see what happens with that situation. But right now, the biggest sacrifice right now is Obi Toppin, because not only does he put up numbers, and not only does he put up numbers very efficiently, but the ball moves better with him on the court because he's moving, running up and down, cutting, jumping, all this stuff. And, I think that we need to find a way to get minutes for him. So
how long are we going to keep this up? Like, Pop Left says it all the time, like, we can't continue to play this game with both of them. Like, they got to make a decision one way or the other. To me,
they're making it real difficult on themselves. I don't know if you want to dive in right now. I was kind of interested in looking at the chat because the chat's still saying, like, I got Nickasy saying Randle still needs to go. Randle's the reason RJ isn't playing well. He clogs up the paint and the mid-range, especially with Mitch already out there.
Right.
Yo, I'm going to try another fancy thing, Papa. I want to see if I could figure out how to highlight someone's comment. So I'm going to press the button
over it.
And we'll see. I'm going to press. There it is.
Is that my Rizzo?
Heck, Rizzo, iHeart cannot start. His rim protection ain't with the Brunson and Fournier defense. Jay, rebuttal.
Well, he said he can't start. His rim protection ain't with the way Brunson and Fournier defend. So Harstein, okay.
But hold on. Heck, Ash the Blunt real quick, because Jay did say Cam Reddish was going to be starting in that unit instead of Fournier.
28. Yeah, the Fournier shouldn't be on this team, man. If you're serious about the future and we serious about really developing a playoff team, either Cam Reddish or whenever Grimes gets healthy has to start. It just doesn't make any sense. And RJ got to be better on defense. Like, he's too big and strong and young to be this trash on defense. Like, he got to pay attention to his man. He can't ball watch. He got to move his feet laterally. He can't get blown by on every play. I don't know if the defensive assignments have made sense so far early. Like, the Ja Morant first game thing was crazy, and then him guarding Banchero last night was a little bit crazy as well. But he got to play better. He got to play better offensively and defensively. You got to pay, young fella. Like, figure it out, man. You got to figure it out, bro.
Right.
There's no more. It's year 4.
So
we got Knicks fan Brazil in the chat right now. Shout out to Knicks fan Brazil.
What is it?
Rheology.
Saúde.
Shout out Knicks fan Brazil. Shout out Rheology. My brother Heck, gotta be legend. Everybody showing love in the chat, man. Run it up. Hit the like button now. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button now. We gotta run this thing up. We gotta get crazy, man. We're trying to corner the YouTube market. Shout out to CP, man. CP shouted us out last night. He said, shout out to Ari and them guys. He said that he needs some kind of payment because we blowing up over here on YouTube. So
did he say that?
Yeah, he said that.
He did say that, bro. He did say that.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Listen,
right.
I think CP the franchise got to be our first guest on when we hit 1,000 subs. We'll bring him in. Just to let you guys know, we hit a personal record. We had 33 live watchers here. Before it was 31, we had 33. So we making progress, baby. As Papa said, what they gonna do now? It's all about talent, right?
It's all about talent.
It's all about talent. All right, listen. Here's a good topic I want to talk about. It's gonna get toxic. Jay,
you don't want to talk about RJ?
That's where I was gonna go. RJ. I want to hear the RJ takes from everyone. I'm gonna give my take first because I didn't get to touch on that last one. So my take on RJ is this: it's 3 games, bro. If you look back at it, granted it's year 4. You got to stop babying. He has to start better. He has to start better. Facts. We need him to be better. Agreed. It's only 3 games. Okay, it's only 3 games, and I don't rush to make decisions after 3 games. I think he's pressing because of the contract.
Okay.
I think his heart is in the right place. He kind of like Randle was. Well, actually, Randle got the contract this year, so Randle there's a different situation. But like RJ, I think he wants to be worthy of the contract, and I feel like in Detroit when he just let the game come to him, and he was throwing alley-oops to Mitch, and like he was going to the lane, but he wasn't in a rush. He didn't have his tunnel vision, like I'm either going to shoot it or pass it. He was just playing, letting it run, and making the right basketball play. I think if he focuses more on just reacting to the defense, calming down, letting the game come to him, I think he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about RJ at all. However, listen, you know, there's something to monitor, right? Like, let's see how he does the next 2 games. Next Tuesday, if he sucks it up the next 2 games, we'll have a reason to talk.
Yeah, I mean, Pop Left, it's a family show, and you're up here smoking a whole spliff on a nice family wholesome show.
Put the thumbs up for the spliff. Bloomfield medicinal marijuana.
It's all right. It's all right. Not enough people know about us yet. This is not going to get us in trouble. Like,
you should see the early Knicks fan TV shows. It was running amok up there.
Jay Ellis with the sirens going in the background, gunshots.
All right, RJ, man. To me, man, to see the problem with me with RJ is my main issue, man. Shout out to Hagen State and all the big RJ fans. My problem with RJ is you can't play in preseason like you took a step. You damn near shoot 92% from 3 in the preseason. You hitting all your spots. You making concise moves. You're super efficient, and then you come to the regular season and yak it up. Like, you can't do that. You can't tease us like that and then come when the lights are on, play under par. Like, I get if you're not shooting the ball well, cool, but defensively, be a dog on defense. Rebound the ball, dive, do the little things to help the team win. He's playing trash on defense too. His defensive rating is terrible. Like, year 4, you got your money, RJ.
Yo, I got to read something here. So the big E word for RJ Barrett is efficiency rating. Out of 30 rated shooting guards in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, God.
RJ Barrett right now is 24th out of 30.
So that's going to
he's only ahead of Grayson Allen, Alex Caruso, Chris Duarte, Aaron Holiday, Amadou Diallo, and James Bouknight.
None of these guys are going to make the half of the amount of money RJ's going to make.
Duarte's nice.
Nah, bro, it's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable, dog. We can't be dating him like, yo, if Garland is playing this well, and the people in his draft are balling. Like, you're going to have to, RJ, you got to figure it out, man. I know you put the work in. But if the shot ain't Cam Reddish looks better than RJ right now.
Like, Cam Reddish out of all small forwards is number 8.
That's what I'm saying. Looks better than RJ. So you gotta bring it up, man. You gotta play better, brother.
I just want to bring up something, and I was gonna wait to talk about the Randle situation, my take on Randle, which I'm sure we'll save for the last 20 minutes of this thing. Bro, the recency bias in this fucking fan base is through the fucking roof. Like, I'm talking about literally, like, people change their opinion from game to game. Literally, if someone plays good, this guy's dope. Let's pay him. The next game, if he sucks, it literally switches on a dime. It's the most obscene thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I posted on Twitter and I said, if Knicks fans saw it rain 3 times in a row, they'd think it rained forever. Like, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke, bro.
Right.
We played 3 teams, okay? One of them was opening night, which is always a statistical anomaly because it's opening night and there's no data from behind and everyone's excited and it's like it's a different thing, right? But the other 2 games we played against weak competition, dude, all right? This is a new team, is a new point guard, okay? Everything's new, all right? And to sit there and change your opinion from we're trading Randle to we're keeping Randle, or we're keeping RJ and we're trading RJ, to make a switch like that over 3 games in my head is crazy. And from what listen, I'm gonna be toxic right now. Be mad toxic right now. Listen,
do you
live your life?
Reject Ari, before you say the TR, okay? Before you say TR 2.0, okay?
TR 2.0, I don't know what that is.
Trade Randle 2.0.
No, we're not getting there yet.
Okay, all right. Before you drop TR 2.0, I gotta ask you this, bro. Your biggest argument against Randle was that there were 7 years of data that suggested otherwise. Why in the 8th year would I ignore 7 years of data? And then
That's my second best argument. That's
Right.
That's my second.
Right.
That's
So
my
my
second.
question is there any window where we can just cut off those 7 years and start looking at 2020 and forward as if these are his figured it out NBA years? Am I allowed to do that?
Good point, Poplar. Good point.
Yeah, my answer is no, because I don't think you can. But here's what you could do. You could
Fair
say,
question.
You could say, analyze the data when Julius Randle has a legitimate point guard. That's an argument you can make. That's an argument you can make. But here's the difference. And I didn't want to get to this Randle take. I wanted to say something else first. I'm going to say something else first, and I'll get to the Randle take, right? So what I wanted to say is, if you're the type of person who every single day you change your opinion because of what happens on that specific day, you are going to have a very, very, very difficult life if you live your life like that. Seriously. Because then you have no control over your principles. You have no principles. You have no volition. You have no free will. You have no control over the way you think about things and anything like that. You are just literally a feather in the wind. And if it blows,
All right,
blows east,
so where? Let me, not to cut you off, but so
Crazy.
where is your best version of Julius Randle in your mind? Where does he live? What kind of player is that?
he's the player that happens to play these last 3 games.
All right, when Julius Randle goes up against Boston, how is he going to play in your mind?
If he plays like he does in these 3 games, that's the best version of Randle.
Which would make him a steal at his contract, correct?
Right, but that's not the point. You still trade him regardless.
Yeah,
That's the
but
whole
why
argument.
why do I assume, right? Why do I assume that he's going to flame out? Why should I assume that? If we're not grouping his entire career together and we're just isolating with a point guard, why should I assume? Because he really hasn't had one. He really hasn't had one like that. So if he has Jalen Brunson, right? Am I allowed to underrate that? Or can I expect Julius Randle to play and defer to his captain and Jalen Brunson when it matters most?
Right.
It's a problem with Knicks fans. Let me interject a little bit. I'm with Ari and I'm with Deej. Nobody on this team should be untouchable.
Obviously.
We could give it 2 years and see how far we get in terms of the playoffs and see if they advance. But if we're not getting over the hump, it's time to tear it down and do it again.
Oh, there's definitely a talent issue.
Like, as Knicks fans, we can't lock in and commit to a team that's mid. It's just mid on mid. I mean, we're playing our ass off right now, but like when it comes down to it, in May, June, and July,
it's a typical Tibbs team, man. It's the New York Tibbs. It's not the New York Knicks.
With our lives, like how many more years are we going to be mediocre and not to get to real contention? You feel what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be anything. We shouldn't be blinded as a fan base to see the team and enjoy the team and think that we could possibly win a championship with this group. Is impossible. So we should be willing and flexible enough to give up on whoever player, whatever comes around, whatever he comes up. We should be willing to make a trade. Don't be locked into this roster because this roster ain't it. Until we get a perennial playoff team that can advance deep in the playoffs, we shouldn't be locked in anything. Knicks fans romanticize mid, like just to keep honest.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Jay. Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question, right? This team feels I felt vibes. All right. I'm sorry, Ari. I felt vibes after when we walked the Magic off the court last night. Okay. It's a win. Everybody's clapping. Knicks go up 2-1. I respect 500 in the NBA. Like
you're a closet optimistic Knicks fan.
Absolutely.
He is.
Absolutely.
You're more on the optimistic side than the toxic side.
Absolutely. Teams down 20. I'm chanting defense every time.
Right.
But here's my question to you. This team feels like an overachiever to me. It feels like an overachiever early on.
When was the last overachiever that won a championship?
No. Hold on one second. The question's a little loaded. If this team overachieves, and I'm talking wins a round and goes to the second round and takes a team to like 7 games, right?
Right.
Would you then expect this front office to make the big deal the next year, or do you? Are you
100%?
100%.
Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And at least then they'll be justified a little bit. At least then they'll be justified a little bit.
So why? So here's my question: why rush it then?
Rush what?
Why? So is because I get the sense that they missed out on Donovan Mitchell and Jay from Florida. You're upset about that largely. Because we held on to players you feel is that we held on to players you feel is not talented, right?
If it came down to if we wanted to keep players, they could all go, man. Quick, Grimes, Obi. I'm driving to JFK. I fly to New York and drive myself. They go.
That's crazy.
Serious?
Ari, how do you feel about that?
The picks are important.
Ari, because I just to get it out there, I get the sentiment with every young Nick kid failure. Jay from Florida is going to remind everybody that there's other talent out there.
But brother,
whether it be through the draft, whether it be through former players.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jay from Florida is about to go off. I was setting him up there.
We got to get you a new setup. We got to get you a new camera setup. But all
when
right.
GMs pick up the phone, right? What do they want? They want picks, right?
Who does?
Yeah, they don't any GM. If I'm a GM, I want picks. I don't want Obi Toppin or Emmanuel Quickley.
Yeah, I think the Knicks young players are, and I'll put it like this, they're still in the position where the Knicks are more so making the phone call to offer them than people are inquiring about these young players. I would say that.
Bro, the picks are important. Like to stop a trade, and we don't know what happened during the negotiation, but if you're stopping a trade for Quentin Grimes, bro, like
we got a lot of comments, man.
Yo, like we broke record today, 37 live.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Not to cut the conversation off, but Carlito's in here, Larry Medina. We got Bonds Birkin, Heck Brizo, Pastor Claudio. We got a lot. Philip Ross is in here. So we got a
Heck Brizo changed his name to Jonathan Twin Glock Washington.
Jordan Twin Glock 9 Washington.
Twin Glock Washington after he waxed Randle. Then he changed his name to Big Bag Barrett after he got paid.
RJ Bummett is the
now he's RJ Bummett now because he's been washed. Shout out to Heck, dude. Most toxic man on Knicks Twitter.
It's funny about it. You'll see him in the space and you'll be reading, shouting people out, and it says RJ Bummett. I'm like, who is this? Wow, what a name. And then I see his name is Heck Brizo. I'm like, my God. Guy is diabolical.
In the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Keep running it up. Like,
God bless you.
ASAP.
So listen. So here's my Randle take, and I've said it all along, and it's nuanced. You guys gotta pay attention and stop reacting. Okay? It's not about how Julius Randle plays basketball. It's not whether he's good or whether he's bad. Okay? Right. It's about freeing up cap space because he's on a different timeline than the young guys. It's about giving Obi Toppin more minutes. It's about putting Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett in a bigger role, in a better position to get more consistent touches, being more flow of the offense. Okay. All right. And it's about getting draft capital back. It's about semi-rebuilding. That's what it's about. Here's the two options. Here are the two options. If you're talking about chips, Jay, because I know you and me, we're not happy with those breadcrumbs, bro. We want chips. If you want chips, there's two options. Mm-hmm. Poppa left option A, that the Knicks make a 6 seed, 5 seed, they overachieve, they do really well, and then they go all in on a superstar, buy Quickley, buy Grimes, buy Obi, buy draft picks. Brunson,
basically what the Timberwolves did.
Brunson, yeah, with the Timberwolves did. Brunson, RJ, Booker, or Spider, whatever, another star. Randle and Mitch. That's your squad.
Right.
That's one option. Or there's option B, which is basically they don't do that. They trade Julius Randle while his stock's not in the gutter. They get, let's say, be conservative. They get one draft pick back. Okay. Obi Toppin takes a bigger role. And by all intents and purposes, he's been playing better when he's had more minutes.
Right.
Everything. Okay. The ball moves better. Even though Randle had a sick game yesterday, sick game, the team still looked better with Obi on the floor. The ball was flying around there, dude, right? You give Obi more minutes. There's more shots to go around for Cam, Grimes, RJ. You get a draft pick. You sell Fournier next year when he's an expiring deal. Mm-hmm. Now you have $28 million free from Randle. You have $18 million free from Fournier. Uh-huh. 18 plus 28. What is that? 46. You have enough money to sign a max contract, a super max contract in the summer of 2024.
Who's running the Knicks? Brad Stevens?
Who's running the Knicks?
Yeah, who's going to be running the Knicks if that happens?
Ari from the head are going to be one of the Knicks.
Yeah, it ain't going to be.
Yo, Jay, do you tell your daughter any nice bedtime stories, or you just say life sucks? Like, what is your deal?
I'm this sweet. My daughter gets the sweetest out of me, bro. Like, I just play with her, and I was like, literally, like, we were like chest to chest hugging. Like, it was amazing. I'm like a big teddy bear. The Knicks get all my.
She has no clue. She has no clue you're miserable. She has no clue.
I think Daddy's is no clue.
Yo, just for anyone that's in the chat right now, I met Jay in person, and he's 6'6", 280 pounds. Like a brick, this guy. Like literally massive, okay? So anyone's a big teddy bear to Jay. But that's my plan, dude. That's my plan. Listen.
I got a question for you, Ari. So how do you, if you're Leon Rose, your philosophy doesn't, if Ari is Leon Rose, but you're Ari spirit, but you're actually Leon Rose. So you're basically his conscience, right? So you're not moving on a day-to-day tip. You're like, yo, I came into this season knowing that I couldn't get anything for Randle, and I wasn't willing in the first year of a 4-year deal to just cough up the deal, right? I just want to see if I could juice some value into it, right?
Right.
What is your timeline of this? Because you're already sprouting the seeds to the trade Randle thing.
Here's the reason why. I'll tell you.
So what's your time? You're Leon Rose. What's your timing? Do you wait 3 games? How do you do it?
But does Dolan let him do it though? Is my question for Ari.
All right,
I just want Ari to be Leon Rose for a second.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to be Leon Rose. I'm going to give my take, and then Jay's going to give the conspiracy theory, optics, CA bullshit afterwards. Okay, so here's what I would do. Right? There's no reason to make a rush for this move because
they're calling you Ari Rose in the chat. By the way,
if we're going to be realistic, there's no real free agents in 2023. Okay. So this is a real 2024 move. Now, the only reason I started the narrative about trading Randle now is because after 3 games, I'm not convinced that this is a new guy. Now, it could be a new guy, right? But I'm not convinced. So the way I was basically being hyperbolic in the sense that like he revived his trade value to sell high instead of fucking sell low, right? That's what I do. So if I was Leon Rose, what would I do? I would basically wait till the highest point of Julius Randle and he's at his highest value and then try to milk it at that moment. But realistically, what I would do, I would wait. I don't know.
The chat is incredible right now. Check out.
Yeah, I know. They want me to do a State of the Union address right now to Leon Rose. Listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all decked out. I'm going to rock a 6 suit, okay? I'm going to go to my corporate office, and I'm going to go behind the mic, and I'm going to do a State of the Union. Leon
Ari Rose. That's your alter ego.
Ari Old Entourage, whatever. Ari Rose, whatever. And I'm going to post it on Twitter. I'll do that for you. But basically, timeline, Papa, if we're going to be realistic, timeline.
This trade deadline?
If he's balling out of his mind.
You could sell that. Jay from Florida. I don't think they'll do it.
I mean, they're not going to do it. I never said they were going to do it. I'm saying what I would do. You're asking if Ari was Leon Rose.
Yeah, but you got to hold them accountable, right?
Bro,
right.
You got to hold them accountable. So
I got it. First shot.
Are we ever going to get to a point where Leon Rose ain't running this team? Like, are we ever going to get a young GM?
Of course we are.
Are we ever going to get to this point where Dolan might not own the Knicks? Like,
no, the Knicks will. The Knicks
50 years old.
Who is the youngest general manager the Knicks have had?
I don't know. They all old to me.
Well, probably Isaiah.
Yo, it's like
always whoever the next GM is,
bro.
It's going to be a big name. That's who it's going to be.
It can't keep doing this, Ari. We got to.
I know. It's optics, right? It's optics. They get Phil Jackson.
Can we do Optics Han T-shirts? Can we do that? Or like, I don't know.
Coffee mug. Optics Han.
Optics Han.
With some glasses.
With the little monocle. Yes.
Yeah, with the monocle.
Yes, please. Please, we need to do that.
Opticon.
We need to sell it. We need to sell it.
Opticon.
We need to sell it to the point where everybody's tagging Alan Hahn in it, and he's like, "You guys are assholes." Like,
dude, oh my god.
So a dude named Larry Harris is the Warriors' assistant GM. That's why I want to run the Knicks. Seriously, bro.
Yo,
here he goes right here.
Bring me Kenny Atkinson too while you're at it.
This guy, Larry Harris.
Larry Harris,
white man in Golden State.
Yeah, I want him to run the Knicks. I want somebody without the name, somebody that can just infuse culture, has crazy ideas, can hire a coach that wants to implement different things. And Tibbs is coaching pretty well right now, but we can't. This is not sustainable, bro. Like,
this team is desperately missing. I'll tell you what it's missing. Jay, you just went on mute. I can't hear you, but
no, he's not on mute. Talk. He's good.
You went on mute, brother.
That's good.
You're back. You're back. You're back.
I'm happy about it because I didn't want the stain and rep of talking over people. But I think this team is missing, you know, when you bring up the Warriors, and then who was it? I think Ari said that the second unit with Obi Toppin, the ball's moving around so fast. And, like, can you imagine Steph Curry on this team? Like, can you imagine the elevation that this team would have just by having, you know, that instant half-court offense?
Why the top 10 player ever, Poppa?
Trey Young probably makes this an Eastern Conference Finals.
I'd sign up today. I'd fucking write a whole album dedicated to Trey Young for him.
All right, listen to this. October 28th.
That guy played well at the Garden when it counted, man. Can't take that away from him.
Friday.
He'd be a legend in MSG, a legend.
Electric.
Bro, because he proved it already.
Dude, Friday, Milwaukee. 2 days later, Cleveland. Then Atlanta. Then Philly. Then Boston. Then Minnesota. Then Brooklyn. Talk to me after that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game window. All right? If the Knicks have a winning record,
that it's going to go bad, though?
It's 2 Thanksgiving, bro.
Yeah, of course we're assuming it's going to go bad.
What's bad, though? Can this team hold weight if they win tomorrow night, right? And they play the Hornets, they win tomorrow night.
Well, they're going to win tomorrow.
They win
tomorrow.
Okay, so let's say they win, right? Let's say they beat the Hornets at home, right? Can that team then at 3-1 ride some momentum and stay above 500? Is that possible?
If RJ is trash in Milwaukee, no. He got to produce, man. This is the difference.
RJ's got to be a threat early on. I agree, but it's really like a first quarter vibe too. Like he's got to hit some buckets early.
Yeah, we should, but this shouldn't be a question. Like, bro, this should not be a question for somebody that's making $30 million a year. This should be an assumption. Like most games, we should come out and expect him to ball.
I thought last night he was going to go for 50 because I thought there was something brewing in him.
RJ Barrett will never score 50 in an NBA game, bro.
He scored 46.
He missed 8 free throws that game. He missed 8 free throws.
50.
I mean, that's not a crazy statement. I hope nobody threatens to kill Jay from Florida. Like saying an NBA player is not going to. But there are the RJ stan in me was like, this fucking miserable fuck. How dare you say RJ won't drop a 50 piece in the NBA as a third option playing for Tibbs? How dare you?
Yeah, not with Brunson. That 50-point thing is done.
I think RJ's gonna get hot soon, man. I think he's just around the corner. He has some good looks early on, man.
Bro, he got one more game to get out. If he got literally one more game to get hot, and then the gauntlet starts because they go on the road.
They don't have any options underneath him though. They're gonna rely on him every night, bro. He'll get it going. He's just starting off slow with the shot. That's it.
Why like Cam can't get more offensive sets ran for him. Like, and I'm a Cam fan. I know I get.
He hasn't earned that yet, in my opinion.
Or even Quick, like in Quick play, we're gonna get to the Quick thing, but even Quick play well. Like you gotta start running sets for other guys other than the big three, in my opinion.
You mean Quick played well for the past 2 years? Is that what you mean?
No, Quick play. Not. Oh, you want me to get into Quick?
Quick has 2 games where he has donuts, Ari.
Yeah, but he's still fucking
passing
the ball. He's still passing the ball.
No. 0 points.
Shall I get into Emmanuel Raekwon.
he's not
Frank
shooting
Ntilikina had 0
2
points. I heard he was all team defense, bro.
He's not shooting one. He's like shooting like 0 for 5, 0 for 7.
Whatever.
It's a lot of missed out possessions, man.
Whatever, dude. So, yeah, I think we're going to find out a lot more about this. Like, we haven't played any good teams yet. So, how are you going to evaluate whether or not this team is a contender or not if we haven't played any good teams?
Yeah,
so,
I think Memphis is a good team.
yeah, Memphis is a good team, and we lost. Granted, it
We
was
lost on the road overtime opening night. That's a good effort, man.
it's a good effort, but it doesn't mean anything. I want to see. Let's see what happens. You got Milwaukee.
So far, just say this. This is so far they've done what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that type of shit carries over night to night in the NBA. Half the fucking 41 wins is going to show up based off effort alone. Like, you're going to beat some teams like half your schedule. Like, half of your wins are going to come from effort. Like, so if this team plays like a typical Tibbs team and they go 3-1, I don't find it surprising that team doesn't go on 2-3 game losing streaks. That's the type of team that comes back the next night and finds a way to get a win when they weren't supposed to.
Yo, three games of Quickley so far.
There you go. I've seen them. It's not pretty.
10% from the field, 20% from 3-point range in 22 minutes a game. Atrocious shooting numbers.
Plus minus.
God, plus minus, bro. His shooting, bro. He's there to knock down shots and hand the ball out. He's supposed to facilitate. He's a point guard. The only game he played well to me is the last game because he facilitated.
Yeah, we got to give it more time, Jay. We got to give it more time. I think your point will be proven better over time anyways. So we got to give it more time, man. We can't look at shooting numbers this early, bro.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, year after year with RJ and Quickley not shooting well to after the All-Star break, come on, bro. It's inexcusable. Like,
look, when they're all not – this team needs shooting. This team needs – like, it's not just shooting. It's the ability to space the court with guys that can shoot on the dribble. They don't have much guard play that could just pull up from deep. They don't have that.
Those guys, you can't trade for those guys. You got to draft those guys. And you guys, they're not investing in the draft like that.
Quickley's their only guy that does that, though, if you really think about it.
Who's that, Quick?
The only guy that on this team that will take the ball across half court and the defense has to be alert that he could pull up is Quickley.
Absolutely.
And that's a dynamic that he brings to the game that we don't have.
He stretches
so
the
some
floor.
nights it's going to be ugly. Some nights it's going to be ugly because his shot selection, you'd rather miss an RJ Barrett running to the bucket layup than miss a chuck up 3 by Emmanuel Quickley. But the fact of the matter is that it's a 3-point shooting league. You have to keep the pace. He comes off the bench. And I'm not capping for him, but I'm just saying that's his impact on the team.
I think Quickley's trying to emulate in terms of his game? Like, who does he want to be? Because, I mean, to me, his Quickley's main problem is
James Harden almost. Like he wants to be like that James Harden, like high volume scorer. Like I think that's what he wants to be.
That kind of high volume scorer. Does he believe he has that kind of high end talent?
No, he's not that. He's not that.
Bro, the fact that he got into this league and mastered how to get to the line, like my man, he stat hunts, but he does it like in a way that it doesn't really like
too optimistic.
Good stat hunt.
I don't like how you defending these cats, man. I don't like it, Popular.
It's all right. Listen,
all right. Maybe I'm psychologically playing a role for the betterment of the show.
I don't
like it. Thought about that?
I think he's a feather in the wind. Feathers flying in the wind. Feather in the wind.
I'm not a feather. I'm defending your guy. You're the Emmanuel Quickley tweet of the day, my guy, for saying I'll riot if we trade Emmanuel Quickley.
All right. I have a question for the chat. I want the chat to answer this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next 7 games, Milwaukee. Forget about the Hornets. Milwaukee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Philly, Boston, Minnesota, Brooklyn. I'm going to type it in the chat. I want you guys to give me your record for that, all right? It's Milwaukee, Cleveland, ATL, Philly, Boston, Minnesota, Brooklyn. All right.
How many games is that? 8?
7. Those 7 games. Milwaukee.
I think 3 and 4 is reasonable, man. I think it's reasonable.
Let's get the chat. Gotti be Legend saying 4 and 3.
First of all,
Tis
for
not
those that don't know, gotta be legend. He was a day one. He pre whatever me in Knicks fan TV. He was there before me.
shout out.
Knicks fan TV. He's a real OG. Shout out to gotta be legend. Nishi, the first lady of the Toxic Boys. Ahmad says 0-7, not bad. CP, the finger painter, 1 for 6.
We've yet to see a 7-0, which is
Pastor
terrible.
Pacquiao, 2-5.
Maybe they're just pessimists. Maybe this is what it is.
I said they must not be fans, Jay from Florida. I gotta say.
Wow.
No one saw 7-0.
Heck is going 4-3. Wow.
Heck, are we beating the beating Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young back-to-back nights? Are we doing that? Think about it. Like, put some positive thoughts. Come on, guys.
Brunson changes everything, bro. I feel like any game,
bro. We could beat the Cavs.
All right, listen to this.
Mitchell's playing good.
Milwaukee, you're at Milwaukee and you're at Cleveland. There's no way you're winning both. Let's call it 1-1. Then you have Atlanta and Philly.
You could split, man.
So 2-2. Boston and Minnesota.
Where's the Philly and Atlanta game at?
Philly's on the road. I'll probably go to that game.
That's a loss. That's a loss.
And Atlanta's at home.
Okay.
That could be a win. I don't believe in the Knicks. I don't believe in the Knicks on like beating the Bucks at all on Friday. I don't believe in that.
All right, so that's 2-2. So then we have 3 games left. We have Boston, Minnesota, and Brooklyn. And there's no way we're winning 2 out of those 3, in my opinion. We're pulling 1 out of 3, and I'm going that we're maybe 2-5, 3-4. 3-4 at the best.
So after the Philly game, after the Philly and Hawks 2 games, it's Boston, Minnesota, and who?
Brooklyn.
And what games are we? Are we on the road in Minnesota?
We're on the road in every game besides Boston. We're at home.
We're going on the road pretty much all November. Like the gauntlet starts.
That's good though. That's good.
I like the fact that we could potentially here's where they got to get to, right? They got to get back from Philly. That's 3 games. It's Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Philly, correct?
Milwaukee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Philly.
Milwaukee, Cleveland.
Atlanta.
They got to enter that game 4-2 against Atlanta.
So that means they have to beat Hornets and they have to split Milwaukee. Impossible.
That's where they have to get to. If they get to 4-2 home against Atlanta with Trae Young, like a real one, not like the bullshit we got last year, the new squad, a chance to make a statement at home.
Oh man,
then you got me at 5-2. Then you got me.
Where's is Smooth in the chat? Yo, shout out to the ladies.
We got more. Nishi's saying 0-7. She on it. Shout out to Nishi.
No, I need to talk to. I'm going to Philly on November 4th on Friday. I'm going to get courtside seats for like $200-300, and I'm going to watch the Knicks in Philly. That's what I'm going to do. I got to talk to Smooth. Last time I was there with Smooth, I went on that space, and I told you guys what happened that night with my cousin that night. So we don't have to talk. This is recorded. We don't have to talk about that here.
He had a one-night stand. Chat.
No.
Yeah. He went one-night stand in a sleazy bathroom.
I have no idea if this is true or not. Ari.
Allegedly.
Okay.
So I'm going to go. Listen, I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna go 3-4. Poppa final, and that's 7 games. What's your final take?
I'll go 3-4, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's all about the momentum win. It's all about not falling with the 2-game losing streak. If they can hold water, they can build momentum.
Poppa's taking the momentum trade on that, and I like it. That's a gamble. That's how I know Poppa.
It's about taking care of business. Like tomorrow night, absolutely must win if we're gonna have a conversation. But I will be out the window if they beat Atlanta to go 5-2 or 6-1, whatever. But if they win that game at Atlanta and extend to go 3 games above 500, now you're looking like a team that's destined for something.
I'm looking like I'm about to trade Randle at that point. Jay, what's your take on that 7 games? I'm going 3-4. Poppa's going 3-4. Contingent on whether or not we have momentum going into that game, in which case he's going 4-3. What do you think?
I really want to see them Friday, bro, against the Bucks. I really want to see that game because that's gonna kind of be the measuring stick for me. I mean, I say what 7 games, 2-5, maybe. Who knows, man? But Friday I'm really gonna be able to kind of see what this team is made of. If they could go in and beat a champion like that in Milwaukee.
They got a lot of hungry guys on the team, man. That's another thing I've noticed is like they got a lot of guys that are trying to prove their keep, and the competition is real, man. So it's like from night to night. That's why this team could be a little dangerous and a little sneaky, because from night to night, you're a lot of people are due. You know, RJ's due. Cam Reddish was due. He came through in game 1, right?
Right.
So, you know, Randall's been due for a year, you know? So, like, they got a lot of guys who are just waiting to get a good game off their belt, and they got consistent scoring with Jalen Brunson, good opportunities that, you know, to get a high-quality shot up, and the team plays with pace, and they're tough, man. They're a little tough, too.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think certain guys on this roster play better on the road and certain guys play better at home?
I'm sure there are, but I don't know.
But I think they should. I think they play better basketball on the road, though. Like they get too amped up at home that they miss their shots. I
think it's the opposite. I think that other teams get too amped up in the Garden. I think that's the issue.
Yeah. I think
Papa's right. I think
they
just shoot better on the road.
Better on the road.
Guys shoot better on the road. I think the young guys get kind of scared. I mean, except Obi. Obi plays great in the Garden, but I think the young guys shoot better on the road. If you really look at it, you know.
Hey, man.
MSG is a tough thing to swallow, man. But we'll see, man. It's gonna be a tough stretch. That's what I've been saying.
When I went to game 1 against the Hawks, man, it's just that they were so tense, bro. And it took an Emmanuel Quickley 3, it took an Obi Toppin 3 to light up the crowd, and it lightened the team's mood up, and they played a little bit looser. But they still, for some reason, in these big games at the Garden, they just come out a little flat. It's not flat. It's just no rhythm. Like, and I think eventually that's my biggest concern is are we going to formulaically stay with this starting 5, knowing damn well there's better combinations of 5?
Yeah, I want to shout out Will from LI, another day 1 guy. Shout out Will from LA, my guy. I'm going to highlight this comment right here. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this comment right here. What do you think about that?
Jay, you want to go first?
We'll be highlighting. Okay. Oh, that's my brother State. Y'all gonna let me join. State, to me, you're the first guest, man. You got to be the first guest on the show. I'm sorry, CP the artist, but we got to get.
We could get him on now. We could do that.
CP the franchise. CP the artist is busy finger painting, pal.
Oh, right. We got to get State on from 0. Papa left.
State lives 40 or 50 blocks north of me. He's not far.
State, let's talk about it, man. Let's plan something out, man. But I'm down, so we could go crazy real quick. Turn it up.
We might have to edit that one.
State shifted the timeline. Like everybody had to address State. Like everybody had to give a take on Emmanuel Quickley being a ball hog.
That's a good question. Everyone in the chat and you two, yes or no? IQ started passing the ball because of State's video. Yes or no?
I'm going to go with a yes.
I'm going to go with yes, honestly, also.
I honestly think that's...
Oh, he blocked this man right after he posted a video about him not passing the ball. And then he comes out and the first 4 plays literally looks for Cam Reddish. I would have died of laughter if IQ blocked State, passed Reddish the ball, got 8 assists, and then the next day unblocked State. I would have lost my fucking mind.
Bro, he saw the video. Like, this is when people
100%.
Yeah, that's a logical inference, right?
Yes. Bro, these kids are on Twitter, like freaking what's his name? The lame kid that's always asking for food recommendations. What's his Hunt Farron? Yeah. Farron lives on Twitter. Like he probably gets on Twitter because he doesn't play, so he doesn't have to shower or anything like that. So he gets on Twitter right after the game. Right? He's on Twitter, like this is a fact.
All right, guys. We have 30. We have a massive 30 people in the chat.
We'll never get a player on the Toxic Boys. Never.
We'll get a former player. I followed Moochie Norris and DM'd him.
My vote. I'm just joking.
I want to get all funny like cult classic Knicks. If we get Knicks on the show, like we got to get like just straight cult classic Knicks.
I want Beasley or J.R. Smith.
Yeah, Beasley would come on too.
J.R. Smith, you're not getting J.R. Smith, dude.
JR's in that little.
I'm sure Knicks fan TV's been trying
is
to
he
get
mainstream or is he a cult classic?
Yeah, JR would be fire, bro. JR would definitely give me some insight. I want to get to know. I want to hear more Woody stories, man. Woody just got
Eddie Curry, Nate Robinson, Channing Frye stories. Like
Eddie Curry would do a podcast.
That crazy 2001 team or whatever, like 2004. I would mess with that for sure. Yeah, we have 31 people in the chat, a massive amount, and we only have 22 likes in the chat. I'm going to take a shot of vodka if you guys could get me from 22 to 25 right now, and I'll take a shot for
subscribe and hit the notification bell, all that.
And subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, I'm not going to
love to get to 200. We're 10 away from 200, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that's subs. I'm talking about likes on this video.
One more.
I need one more. We need one more. I need one more. Someone smash that like button. All right.
I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, I could do it too. Okay, I'll do it. All right.
We need to get Ashley Nicole Moss on the show.
I hit her up before the year. Yeah,
I talked to Ashley a little bit. Oh, Julito in the building. Julito, I missed KCDA today, but all I know is Maura said the exact same take I did, and you gave her props. And I know if I said that, you would have hated on me, but it's all love, fam.
My mind is trained from Spaces to think that now Julito's voice is just going to pop out the screen and respond.
Yeah, Julito does an amazing. He does an amazing job hosting that because he's funny and he's like, it's a great show. I just can't make it during the week. Only on the weekends, dude.
They kill it. I missed most of it today, man, but they kill it, man. KCBA is fire, bro. Fire show. We got some good content, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We got some trash content too. You know, shout out to Charlotte and crew. You know, State in them is real, and D just really keeping that up. But KCBA is awesome. You know, a lot of people doing. Of course.
How do I get rid of this thing? Hide current.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Like there's some good content out there, man. And it's not all biased. People express themselves. I hate the safe Nick content. Like if you upset about something, don't just go with the narrative that's going to push the album.
There's two types. So I have a theory on this. There's two types of Knicks content creators. There's the establishment Knicks content creators, like you know, SNY, all those guys, Knicks Fan TV, like Knicks Film School, all those guys doing the real professional, like you know,
as a black guy
hosting like a real. I don't know about that. I don't know.
As a what? Done what?
Knicks Film School.
Yeah.
Who?
There's guys. I'm pretty sure there's guys behind the scenes, but I don't know about in front of the camera though.
Yeah, shout out to Sean. But I mean,
so there's that type of content creation.
I'm trying to do this right now.
And then there's the fan. There's like people that are fans that have wanted to be outspoken to talk their own stuff, like KCDA, Players Club, this. You know, therapy and sports, a little bit of a different kind of angle, but like that. There's the non-content creator, and then there's like the pure.
Isn't there like a what do you call it? Like a rubric almost, like where you have to be visible to be a Knicks content creator? Is that like a thing for you?
What do you mean?
Like you need to do stuff on camera. Like you need.
You don't need to, but the camera definitely makes it the way like. The camera definitely helps big time. Like if they see your face, like Julito's.
I think Raw Hebrew is severely underrated.
He is underrated, but he's a little too you know. Do a Raw Hebrew real quick, and then we'll wrap this. Do a little Raw Hebrew. All right, we got 31 likes, so I'll do a shot right now.
Raw
Hebrew. Like I want to like get up and move this shit and just be like.
Yeah, you got to stand up and talk about sex trafficking.
I need like a chest to fucking stick my phone up against a book.
Yo, but when Raw Hebrew says that, there's like 700,000 missing kids in the U.S., bro. It's crazy. It's like 1 million missing kids.
And then it'll get right into Deuce McBride.
Right.
It'll just be like, and Deuce McBride is playing.
It's crazy.
No, I'd be like, he'd be like, "Good evening, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, October the 25th. There are 25 days in October. In 6, there will be a hedonistic, satanical celebration. Over 500,000 kids get poisoned with Halloween candy or trick or treats. Well, they got more of a trick than they got a treat." Like he'll be saying this shit. He'll be saying that shit, and then he'll be like, the Knicks play a basketball game tonight. One Deuce McBride has not gotten any minutes. Like Deuce, by the way, is like all the way out the rotation. Just letting everybody
Yeah, he's
know.
done.
He'll
By
never-
the way, your Cedric imitation was amazing, dude. It was great.
I was feeling it. I don't know what. I just felt like I needed to put my pulse in on Nick's Twitter just to let him know I was anticipating the show. And I was feeling some things about Kanye West because I saw like, all the different brands dropping them and all the conversations that surrounded that. And I was like, how can I incorporate my need to impersonate somebody and give my opinion on something without getting yelled at? So that's why I really like the impersonations. It's just free reign to have a hell of a time.
And you're good at it too, man. You be killing it, bro. But I'm gonna get into my final takes, man. Like I've been saying, the season starts on Friday when they play the Milwaukee Bucks. This next game is bullshit. Like LaMelo ain't playing. Nobody's playing for Hornets. Like this is complete. The Knicks might as well just put a W in the win category. We start on Friday, and then the gauntlet happens for the next 3 or 4 weeks after that. If they can survive, if they can like play 500 basketball above, you're talking about a guaranteed playoff team because the schedule ain't that crazy after this goal. So we'll see, man. Jalen Brunson is impressing me, man. We haven't had a player as good as Jalen Brunson in a long time, like a long time. So he's making a difference. He's getting Randle in line. Randle's not trying to do Superman shit, playing the kid. And they're going to have to make a decision back because if Randle's this controlled and this concise and makes these good decisions, man, it's over for my man Obi. But we'll see, man. Like I said, you call me toxic boys, bro. The team was a good team. The team was a good team. I'm not denying it. But long term, is it a perennial playoff winner? Do these guys have what it takes to really get deep in the Eastern Conference playoffs? If not, they got to go get a star. They got to get back into that market. But I see the entertainment value is there, man. And Knicks fans are all about entertainment value. It ain't never about the future. It's the 82 games until summertime, and we'll do the bullshit all over again. But that's my.
All right, Jay, and just to summarize, the next 7 games between Milwaukee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Philly, Boston, Minnesota, and Brooklyn. You're going 2-5, right?
I'm going 2-5, brother.
All right, Papa. Final thoughts.
We had a blast tonight, man. It was a great episode. I really appreciated the way that I like the way that you moderated that, Ari.
Yeah, point guard next. I like the way that you passed the ball tonight. Good stuff.
I was on my Quickley shit. I was proving my haters wrong. People said I cursed too much. I probably need to fix that. But Quickley needs to score as well as pass to Cam. But as long as Emmanuel Quickley passes to Cam Reddish, I'm happy. But I have a twist on that theory that I introduced on a space before. But what if the whole time, Ari, feel me out on this. What if the whole time it's Cam Reddish that's not passing to Emmanuel Quickley?
Yeah, I mean,
Cam Reddish is a saint, brother.
What if the whole time Cam Reddish is the one that's not getting Quickley involved enough?
Impossible, brother. Impossible.
What do you think are just real quick, Jay? If you met Cam Reddish right now, well, I know he's your nephew in an alternate universe, but if you met Cam Reddish, you got like one little conversation. What are you saying to him, and what do you think he says back to you?
You the man, young fella. Nobody on his team got your talent. I get chest to chest with him. Like I press my chest against him and like grab his head. Like you are the truth, my young brother. Nobody on his team has your bag. Nobody has your talent. It's time for you to shine. Stop passing the ball to these cats. Take the offense over and do what you got to do. Just play, bro. Whatever happens, happens. But you are the man. And you'll be like,
what is he saying back? What is he saying back to you?
He'll be like, oh, I'm just trying to win. I'm like, it's a team game. I'm just trying to be part of winning. You're gonna say something humble like that. But I'm gonna cut him off and say, listen, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want none of that humble. I don't want none of that. I want you to talk crazy, bro. I want you to tell me like, yo,
Do the same shit. All right.
Listen,
all right, I got.
This was Anthony Edwards. Oh my God, bro.
Do the same shit with Ari. Do the same shit with Emmanuel Quickley.
But
if you were in a room with Emmanuel Quickley, what would you tell him right now?
Keep shooting.
Jesus Christ. This is the problem, Ari. You can't tell Quickley to keep shooting.
Yeah, you got to listen, bro. Here's the thing.
Ari, come on, bro.
Here's the thing, dude. Here's the
Ari,
thing.
Ari, come on.
I played ball. Listen, believe it or not, I played ball my whole life, and I played AAU basketball.
Ari,
right?
you're telling Quickley to keep shooting, bro.
Bro, it's about his confidence. It's about the energy he brings, dude. It's about his belief in himself. Okay, I'm not telling him to take 30 shots a game.
I like Jay from Florida's pep talk way more than yours. I thought it was way more useful.
No, listen. I would tell him, keep believing in yourself, keep shooting, keep working, dude. That's all it is, bro. And either way, it doesn't even matter. This team ain't winning anything. I'll do my final thoughts. Before I get into my final thoughts, I wanted to shout out winesbymoselle.com. www.winesbymoselle.com, hashtag Toxic Boys with a Z for 10% off. I want to shout out Julito, KCDA available on Apple and Spotify in 20 minutes.
You should have told Quickley to keep passing.
That's both.
To who?
He needs
to who?
Quickly.
I wanted to pass to Brunson. That's what I wanted to pass to. Pass to Brunson, throw the lobs to Mitch. Let Cam earn it. Let Cam earn his touches. How about that? All right. How about he do more than one game, and maybe I'll get Cam into the mix. All right. I'm high on Cam. I like Cam. Let Cam in the mix, but I'm just saying he hasn't proven it yet. So my final thoughts. Essentially, the Knicks look good. They look a little bit better than we thought they would. Fantastic. This team's still not winning a championship. Obviously, you have to start somewhere. Next 7 games will be a good test. Like I said, I just laid down the schedule. I think they're going to go 3-4 maybe in that 7-game series. And I think that this team needs to make decisions. The 2 things I want to really stress right now is, number 1, and I've already said it before, if you change your opinion after every single game or every 3 games, and you go from hater to lover or lover to hater in 3 games, you have no emotional control over your emotions. You have no mental control over the way you feel. And honestly, you're just a feather in the wind, and you just let whatever stimulus around you happens to you, and you judge your opinions on that. You're like every other person in the world. It's ridiculous. Winners don't act like that. Winners actually, stick to their principles, and they don't make rash decisions and change it.
Ari Tate. Now it's Ari Tate. Before it was Ari Rose. Now
that's number 1. That's number 1. Number two, I'm trading Julius. I'm not trading Julius Randle right now, but I'm saying if his stock is high, I'm trading Julius Randle because we've already covered this before. You have 2 options. You could trade You could trade the young kids for a star and build around Brunson, RJ, Randle, and that star. You're not winning anything. Or you could, trade Randle, bring in more draft capital, let Obi shine. As I've seen every single minute he's played, he's been good, and he deserves more minutes. And if you could get draft capital, free the cap space, and let your 8th pick play more and keep building, and then bring in a big free agency and free agent in 2024, let RJ and Cam and Grimes get more touches, I think that's the way to go. And that's essentially my take. So before I sign out, I just want to shout out everyone in the chat. CP. Oh, no, never mind. I'm not shouting him out. Cedric Shine. Shout out Cedric Shine. Julito. Pastor Claudia. Will from LI. Shout out to the ladies. Nishi. Will from LI. Al Diddy. Radiology. Killer Marquise. Shout out to you. Heck Brizo, a.k.a. Bum Barrett. Shout out to you. Before I sign off, I just want to let you know on Thursday at 7 p.m., on Thursday at 7 p.m., I'm hosting a space on Knicks Twitter. It's a Toxic Boys space. It's going to be about the analytics versus eye test and the role of artificial intelligence and quantum mechanics and quantum computing, and what that's going to affect the difference between analytics and the eye test, and how it's going to bridge the gap, essentially. It's going to be a very informative space. I know Cedric is looking forward to that space. Cedric is a thinker. He's talking a lot of shit tonight, but Cedric is a thinker. I appreciate Cedric a lot, so I know he wants to be there. If you want to learn something, if you want to, just better, educate yourself, definitely.
Backyard, man. Shout out to Cedric. Cedric made a lot of money in his lifetime. I can tell.
I think he married into it, honestly.
think it's a little bit of both. I looked at his LinkedIn.
I think he married into it. I'm not gonna give him that credit yet, but shout out KTPA, Knicks Fan TV. Shout out all the other Knicks content creators. Papa, what are you gonna say?
No, I do stalk content creator LinkedIn's, but the only content creator LinkedIn that I found was Spencer Keel, the Utah guy.
I don't know who that is.
He's just good. He just knows Spanish.
Yeah, I'm a DM CP the franchise and see if he comes on Toxic Boys forever. So
Let me do that.
No, what are we doing? What are we doing about this? Are we bringing on a guest for episode 3?
Yeah, we got.
I have a guest. I have a guest locked up. I have a guest semi locked up for an episode, and I'm not going to say
down the road. Episode. Are we getting our first guest on episode 3?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's smart.
We'll talk about it. I think it's too early, but we'll talk about it.
Listen, I've started multiple businesses in my life. You can't monitor. You can't blow it up too early. You got to take your baby steps, dude. You got to take your baby steps. But what I'll say is this: I got a big guy coming in. All I'll say is this: Papa, I know you're going to know the answer when I say this. I know you're going to know the answer when I say this. Just don't say who it is, okay? But this guy is worth more money than all of Knicks fan Twitter.
I know who it is.
Don't say who it is. But I already talked to him. I already got the clearance. He's gonna come into the chat, and we're gonna talk some things. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to the season.
What are you talking about? Quantum physics?
Quantum computing.
Shout out to Glorilla and Foxes, but that shit is where I'm at with this.
Listen, man, if you want to learn something and you want to learn the direction of the future and you want to make some money in investments, and I thought this is all about money. If you want to actually learn something and make money, show up to that space. If you want to sit here and call it quantum mania, like some third world guy, aka shout outs to Julito. But if you're gonna do that, then they'll come. Either way, you'll learn something. You'll see what's gonna be. You're gonna see that space on Thursday is gonna be exactly where we're at in 10 years from now, and then we're going to talk about it. But either way, shout out to my guys.
Ari, you be scheduling. You schedule space. You get these space topics that are like you're going to change the spaces game. Like I just
listen. How many times do we have to hear State go on Knicks Twitter and freak out, or Jay from Florida calling conspiracies on Leon Rose? And all this stuff. Like, let's learn something. Let's get some different stuff in here, right? I did the financial reporting. That's going to drop in November after MSG reports. I'm going to drop that.
To add credibility to yourself by bringing down State and Jay from Florida. I haven't seen that move before.
No. No, it's not about that. I'm just saying we could all talk the same stuff that we talk about, or we could add value. And Toxic Boys are a brand we're going to add value in every single way. Papa got the creative view. Jay is linked in with the culture. He knows what's going on with the culture. I know the business side of things. And that's basically the situation, man. So thank you for everyone that showed up tonight. We appreciate all of you. Cedric, I know you came here for the good basketball takes, but you showed up like 50 minutes late. You missed all of the good basketball takes. But don't worry, run it back, and you'll see the takes. And, definitely like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate all of you. And we'll be back next Tuesday at 8 o'clock again for the Toxic Boys podcast. And salute to everyone. And we out. Deuces.
Peace. IQ's a bum.